Here is the Dreamweaver Contact Form tutorial provided by masterflash.net. This is only a sample video, just showing you bits and pieces of what's a part of the actual tutorial. What we're going to do is we're going to drop you somewhere in the middle of part one and just let it roll for a little bit. Okay, so to give you somewhat of an idea of how this is going to look, this is what we're going to build, okay? And what we're going to do this as, since we're using div tags in this one, we can click and drag this and just slide it and place it wherever we want on the actual web page. And to give you an example of what I'm talking about, okay, got this customized, all right, and obviously using this in this style of things, you know, it just gets put on the web page wherever we click and drag it. And that's what I meant a minute ago by creating it as portable. All right, so essentially this is what the form will look like. Okay, we've got some validation text areas that I'm not going to show you how to make dynamic, but we are going to use some of the options in here just to show you how it works, show you how to play with the CSS and all that good stuff. Okay, start learning the code. All right, the design view helps on showing you what things look like, but when you go to implant something inside of a page, you're basically embedding it. When you use code, obviously you're embedding it, but at the same time, you're going to get better functionality. You're going to learn how it works. You're going to learn how to get more dynamic. So essentially, while we're creating this form, yes, I will occasionally dive into the details just to show you what things are doing, but I'm going to teach you the code here. All right, we're basically going to be typing out tables. We're going to be typing out the forms. There's going to be some areas where we actually import, a form piece or something like that, but you need to learn the code, so that's how we're going to do this. Okay, but to start this off, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my page properties. And if you don't know where to find your properties, go ahead and up to your menu on top and select from Window, and you'll find your properties. Okay, and of course you can select page properties here, or shortcut it, Control J or Option J, whatever you funny Mac users use. All right, hitting Control J brings this up. I'm going to go ahead and set my page font at Arial, bold, size 10. All right, the text color is going to be something like this. The background color is going to be something like this. Obviously, you can make this look like whatever you want. No background image. Just going to go ahead and set this up at 0 for margins. All right. All right, so I really want to get all the bad stuff out of the way first. All right. Creating the form is essentially going to be the best part of this, and really it's going to take us no time at all. The biggest thing here is I want to show you how to customize these forms, okay, by creating a whole bunch of CSS and using the div tags, all right? And I want to show you how to actually relay your div tags into the CSS, and that's essentially what we're going to do. So right now, we're really not going to hop into building the form yet. I mean, essentially we are, but I'm just going to show you how to write the CSS. We're going to go ahead and prep it. That way we don't have to mess with anything. We can get our value names in. We can test the form. You guys can get rocking. You'll have something to, customize off of, okay? So just give me 2 seconds. All right, so we've got all this stuff in here, okay? Obviously the basics for the actual web page for the CSS styles, all right? And yes, you could put this on an external CSS file. Not a big deal. We're not going to do that yet. But what we can do here is define separate locations for separate text boxes, all right, or div tags. And to start this off, we're going to actually set some CSS on the actual input text areas themselves, all right. So I'm going to put dot input underscore text underscore sections, opening bracket, next line, background color. All right, I'm going to set this at pound, 6s. All right, and we can say border, top, color, and we can put this at pound 4s. All right, and of course I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to paste this a few more times. All right, then I'm going to change the top to bottom, top to left, this top to right. All right, another thing I'm going to add here is color, and I'm just going to use 9s, pound 999. All right, I'm going to add some font weight in here. I'm going to make this bold. All right, and then of course all I'm going to do is come down here and close that off. All right, so essentially what we just did is we're actually setting up the input text boxes to be a different color as opposed to the, you know, basic commercial white color. All right, and that's what that's going to be for. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set up a section for the actual checkbox and the button to rely on for CSS. All right, so we're going to say checkbox underscore button, opening bracket. And you know what we can do? We can go ahead and copy top right, bottom left, background. Yeah, we can copy this right here. Yeah. Okay, we can copy that and use that. All right, so I'm just going to come down to this next line and close that off with a closing bracket. I just realized there is one other item that we need to add to this section right here. Okay, and this is going to be the actual width of the boxes. All right, so we're just going to put width in here, and I'm just going to put 300 pixels. Okay, this form isn't going to be very big. All right. Trying to think, I'm making sure I'm not leaving anything out of here. Okay, so basically the checkbox background and the button background is going to be gray, all right, and we're putting a border around it just to kind of look like it's actually sitting inside of the page, all right? That's what these colors are going to do. And obviously you should play with these how you want, and obviously we can't see anything down here, but we're getting there, okay? And we need to set up a couple of different sections. We're going to set up the labels on the left, which is just going to be text, nothing to do with our actual form except for telling people where to go, all right? So we're going to call this labels on left, and we could grab this, but let's grab it in a little bit. All right, so we're going to set the font family up here. All right, in all honesty, I'm just going to set this at Arial. All right, I don't like you can put 3, but Arial, every computer's got Arial on it. And probably one of my favorite text, even though it's plain. Font size. Just going to put 10 in here, and let's go ahead and add some font weight. Let's go ahead and put bold. And what do we need to put here? We could put a color. Let's put color. Just going to put pound. And we could set the background color. Let's go ahead and set a background color of 3s, pound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and you know what we could do? We could just go ahead and throw in this stuff. I'm just going to grab the border top, bottom, and left colors here. All right, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to paste it. And I do want to change these colors. I want to change these to 3s. All right, I'm just going to change all these. Oops. All right, so we got the bottom right. I think we need to set the border widths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this right here. All right, just going to make this a little bit easier on us so we don't have to keep typing a whole bunch of content out. All right. And for here, instead of having this say color, I'm just going to put width. All right, and of course, all we need to put in here is just, you know, one pixel. I know, you probably have a strange way of doing things. That's all right. Okay. I know we need. That is the end of the sample video for the Dreamweaver Contact Form using PHP. To get your hands on source files and watch the rest of the video tutorial, head towards masterflash.net. I hope you enjoy it.